I actually didn't check how my internet's doing, but hopefully it'll be fine. Hopefully. Internet, you good? You good? Do I need to reset you? You were doing a little... Okay, now I think it's fine now. Usually it's fine. I don't know what's causing it to be weird, but yeah. I'm gonna be listening to more Breath of the Wild music and chill. I think that's a good, I think it's pretty good background music for today. It's also a lot, so I don't think I'll be watching it all. So I won't have to look for another soundtrack to put in the background. I'll lower my volume a little bit. I think I actually forgot to check the VOD last time. I don't know if the audio is fine, but I'm sure people will let me know if anything is wrong. And to do the pop out chant. So usually, if I do it beforehand, it doesn't work, or maybe it does, but yeah. Pop out stream preview. I never had a lot of these songs I never had like... Whoops, that's not what I want. Is that killing stream? It's not. Okay, I think it didn't actually. Window is A-okay. Chat. Just gonna reply chat to ensure that my thing is working. My chat box or whatever. So I didn't really check. Oh no, yeah, that looks correct. It's all good, it's all working. Now, I must alert the world. And then we can actually start. Yeah, there we go. The world has been alerted. Everybody now knows. Every single person knows now. How terrible. Yep. And is internet doing good? Yep. Okay. I'll gonna drink some. Not water, which I should be drinking water, but I'll drink later. But yeah, for today, I'm gonna be doing more reformatting. Just doing my webcomic from sort of like manga format here, as you can see, to webtoon format. As you can see, there's this big file here. I've been doing this for like the last week, and I'm probably gonna keep doing this for the rest of the month probably. It's not a traditional drawing stream, but it's still, I think it counts. I just want to get this whole thing done already, which I still have a good amount to go. Let's see, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, 2, 3. Yeah, about 10 more parts, I think. So it's gonna be, maybe I do like a part stream, sorta, so it would be like 10 streams. I might try to do some of them off stream so I can get some actual drawing done, but yeah. And last stream, this is what I got done, the part 4 of chapter 3, which these are not posted yet, at least not the webtoon format ones. Yeah, this will go up later. I update Webtoon Weekly on Mondays, which actually means today. So I actually did upload chapter 2 part 6 earlier today, and that's how do I put that? Yeah, that's the end of the chapter. So we're done with chapter 2, and we'll soon be moving to chapter 3. Chapter 3 is also going to be about 6 parts of Webtoon format. So I'm just gonna get that done. Chapter 4 is probably gonna be 7 parts. That's still the longest page count chapter at 35. Usually these take me about 4 to 6 pages, give or take, depending on the panel count. But yeah. Chapter 3, part 4. That's what we did last stream. I'm gonna close it. I just wanted to show it. Before we begin, one of the challenges right now here is that I haven't decided what's the cutoff point for the chapter. Sometimes I try to decide whatever seems fitting, and this is just, I forgot about all the fake board games I made. There's a lot of effort into the background stuff here, which might have not been important, but I guess you could argue gives it a little bit more flavor. But yeah, these parts are still like in progress, but if anybody wants to read the rest, like chapter 3 and 4 right now, you can. It's up on Comic Fury and Pixiv at the moment. So you can just, if you don't want to wait for the webtoon format, you can just read them there. The webtoon format is more just for like more phone-friendly stuff for webtoon. So it's not necessary, it's just an option. I'm sure people like options. Yeah. And that's that. So the challenge here is just the cutoff point. There's like almost no like panel that I'm like, this is a good cutoff point. This feels like this whole scene just is weird. I was thinking of doing it here maybe. It feels like low-key cliffhangery, but that makes the next chapter like really long. I could just end it here. It's not really cliffhangery. The nothing panel. But dividing a bad chapter could be fun. Like a part update. You could also do it here. I'm gonna do a little bit of panel counting again. I did want to have this done before stream, but oops, T-Daisy. Here we are. Let's see. You can't see this, but I'm looking at the little thumbnails of the comic. You can just look at that page for free right now. Let's see. I'm gonna do some panel counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so when she's looking at the cards, 18. Then 19, 20, 21. So I could end it at 21. It's not terrible, it's not the best, but it's something. And then if I leave it at 21, then how long is the last part? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. About 26. It's a bit long, but we already have like about almost 50 panels, so it's hard to divide it into 20 each. So one of them is gonna be longer. I could end it at 20 here. Let's see, what can be okay at splitting it? Nothing. I could end it on page 24, which is the one we're actually looking at right now. It's also still cliffhangery, sorta. Just the outcome of the little game they're playing. And then after that, how many panels does it make it? So this was 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 25 and 23 sounds nicer in my head. It's not like the best, but ending it right, yeah, before the outcome here. The outcome could be better. It's a bit weird, because you gotta assume some people are not reading these at the same one sitting, some are waiting a week. So it's just, what's an okay thing to leave in the middle? Whether or not you understand what's going on, it's all irrelevant in terms of the cards and stuff. So just leaving it here and then I win is I think it's fine. So this is going to be it for today. These 5 pages. And yeah. So the first thing I'm gonna do, which I've done this before, but I'll mention it just in case. I gotta arrange my files a little bit, partially because I wasn't thinking that I would have to look back at these folders before, because I didn't expect to do like a reformatting for Webtoon, even though I probably still should have organized the layers, because I probably will have to visit these files to fix a few things about the resolution and the size of each chapter, specifically 1, 2, and 3. I want them to be the resolution of chapter 4, which is bad because these chapters are actually much smaller in resolution, so we'll see. There's no distortion. This is mostly just for printing when I want to print this as a book. But yeah, so right now I'm just gonna organize the files a little bit. Yeah, I never noticed that my good old friend assistant, my assistant friend, unpaid intern, put the tones on top of the lines. I would do the opposite. The outcome's the same, but it just means one of us is crazy and one of us is normal. Which one is which? That's for you to decide. But yeah, there's some notes. So okay, my friend, here's speech bubbles, which we're not actually going to be using them. I'm going to redo them. So we just want the art right now. So I'm going to put 5 folders here representing each page. This is where the files are going to go. So this is page 20. Page 23 and 24, and I will just be pasting the panels here and then the text, and then once it's all done, we're gonna start arranging it. That's the basics of how I do it. I don't know how other people do it. I would be curious to know how they do it, but I'm not curious enough to actually search it, so... What's this? Oh, the lines, okay. So, I need to get all of the layers actually show the art and then copy them. And then merge the copies. So one of the layers is locked, which is the panels. I want to see, okay, it didn't matter. I was wondering if it would be like, oh no, this layer's locked, you can't merge it, but yeah, you can totally merge it. That's good to know. And there we go, we have a copy. And I like to just select each panel individually, because in theory I could just copy paste the entire page and just slap it in here. The issue is because the resolution is much higher here, I can actually just show it. You know, I pasted everything, which is nice and fast. It's just, I don't know how to split it. Unless I no, I actually don't know. Do it in a different file, but that's literally what I'm doing right now. Because the selection tool, which is how I used to split it, only selects the canvas, so it would cut up the things. And I can't resize the whole thing, because then everything's gonna be the wrong size and distort, so... Yeah. If anybody has any ideas how to do it, more efficiently or better, I am all ears, but for now, this is how we do it. I just select one, and then paste it, and there it is, right in the correct folder, and just rinse and repeat for all of them. The other weird, I don't know, something I haven't figured out is like, where to know where it's going to paste. Sometimes it pastes right up there, easy to find. It doesn't paste where you're hovering the mouse as far as I know. There must be some logic to it. Or maybe it is just a mouse and I'm stupid and I'm just hovering the gray space, which maybe the computer doesn't do it. Let's see. I'll ensure that I'm hovering somewhere. Nope. Where did it show up? Yeah, look. It teleported all the way down. There it is. Why? I don't know. It makes this slightly harder to work with. It's not the worst thing in the world. But it would help not to have to deal with it. Saving. Save after a few things. This is a desktop computer, which means if the power goes out, whoops, everything goes out. I think. Unless there's like things that keep the computer on, which they probably exist, but I don't have enough money for that. And that's basically it. And you just grab the text, copy, and paste it, and there it is. The text is there. I don't really care where the text is right now. Well, it is right there. We'll do that later. And there's this stuff for page 20. I like to leave the file as I found it, just for reasons, I don't know. It's not that important. Oh yeah, I forgot to keep a copy of the card in almost every thing, just because. So leave it as I found it. Still leave the other part just in case. I usually use it for the thumbnails, and I don't need to close this, but I like to just be like, nice, that's done, and then move on. I'll reopen it again, because I need to know how the page, you know, is laid out to properly put all the speech bubbles. You would think I would just remember it as a creator. I do not. Oh, there's so much text here. This is an onomatopoeia. There's some white text over here. Why didn't I put everything on a folder? I do not know. It would have made this stream a little faster. The work of this stream a little faster. If I do feel like I finished this before the time, like the stream time, which is about 3 hours, usually what I like to stream, I'll probably just keep going and maybe start the next part. I don't really have a game that I want to play at the moment. Well, I actually do, but I don't want to play games today. Okay, we have the text now. Where's the bubbles? There they are. Right, all these bubbles. I feel like I was gonna cover the entire thing. This is way too much text. I felt it when I wrote it. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's supposed to be like shiny. Huh. What a weird... Yeah, I was just trying to remember how did I come up with this logo? I just letter A and like something that looks like an armor. Pretty much. Maybe an M. There's an M there. No, the M doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be like a weird little board game. I made up a bunch of like random board games and stuff. So if that logo looks like anything you're familiar with, it's purely coincidence. I just made it up from my head. But, you know, there's a lot of people making a lot of stuff, so there's a chance that somebody's thought of it already. Where's all the visible layers? Are these all the visible layers? Yes, they are. But yeah, this in theory should go pretty fast, but I just don't have my, like, files set up in any way to expect how to do this in a nice streamlined fashion. Also, I made a mistake there, which unselects everything, so we're just gonna start over, it's fine. I hit rasterize, which is kind of what I'm doing, but not really. I'm merging all the layers, which does merge everything into a raster layer. Anything that wasn't a raster layer, I think becomes one, I think, probably. I haven't tested that, but... because all of my layers are raster, I think, except for me text, but... yeah. Hello! I don't know how to call you. You are looking... Krillin. I'm gonna call you... it's not Krillin, Kiri. I'll call you Kiri. Hello. Just doing some comic stuff. Like key. Ooh, you came prepared. Key like key. That would be good. See Kirill. Kirill Evonov? I'm sorry if I butchered your name. But it's neat. I should check out that Google Translate later. Because right now I don't want to keep focusing on this. But yeah, the cards look weird. I don't know, I was just assuming. I was working on some stuff. Doing, this is my webcomic and it's in manga format, but I'm making it so it's webtoon format. Just so there's more reading options for it. What was I doing? I lost my train of thought. Okay, there we go. There it is. Okay. This is page 21. I gotta put everything on the 21 folder. Maybe it's when I zoom in and out, it like... I'm still figuring out where things appear when you copy paste. It's a mystery for some reason. See? Oh yeah, he's jumping out of the page. That was on purpose. Big fan of this panel here. I think it's silly. And funny. Yeah, the webtoon format is more for scrolling. Which, yeah. I was gonna say something and I just kind of I just blanked there for a second. But yeah, the comic one is more for clicking, and this one is for scrolling. It just works better for phones, which is kind of the reason I'm doing it, because I felt like on phone, on webtoon, it just didn't feel right, the manga sort of comic format. Which is why I felt like, it'll take only a couple hours to redo the whole thing that I have, and it sure is taking a while, but I think it'll be worth it for the people who like the webtoon format. Why did it teleport down there? The world may never know. That's a word I don't even remember the definition of, and I wrote that. Oh boy. What did it mean? I'll remember one day. Okay, so we got the art for this page. Now we need to do the text. The way too much text for one page. If I would rewrite this chapter, I would change it somehow. But I am not rewriting this chapter, I'm just reformatting it. I have a strict rule of no changing things, even if I could. Print? What are you printing? Is that done? Is that done? Hopefully it's done. I think I got everything in order. I forgot which layers this was. I guess it was that, the bubbles, the text. Nope, not the notes. Bag. Bag? Oh, right, the bag's on top of the table. I was like, why is the bag there? Right, I guess... What was it? I forgot what was the deal with the bag. For some reason, I just having this obsession with, like, object continuity, and it's just like, I forgot about the bag in, like, 5 pages, and I had to go back and draw where the bag would be, which was on the table there. It's silly. It doesn't matter. The webtoon one, just like incredibly long. Yeah, I don't know what that would that would be like. It's a big scroll of paper. Okay. Stone. I'm gonna close it. Gotta put all the text in a folder, because for some reason I didn't do that before, because I just didn't care about order. Move it so I can see the art properly. Okay. This is the bag. Yeah, the bag. You can tell the bag isn't in... This was either... Other than the fact that the text was all over the place, this file feels a little more organized. It's just then I came back to it and added the bag on the table. Yeah, that was a good time. Don't forget the bag. Merge selected layers. I need to make an excuse that everybody has really good pockets in this world. That way I don't have to worry about the purse. just don't worry. Endless pockets for everybody. This is the right timeline. Yeah, I should probably just not turn off, like, the main layer, even though it looks a little darker. It's fine. This is page 22. Moving on to page 22 folder. Where did that teleport to? The top. Yep. So I'm just copy pasting all the files so they're ready to go when I start resizing them and properly fitting them in. My dog's upset. She wants something, but it's okay. She's received all her needs. She's just needy. As dogs are. I always like the layout of this 3 panels with the panel on the left. The funny thing about it is that I don't think it, like, where the hands are positioned related to this panel here that I'm selecting actually makes sense spatially. Like, it doesn't. But I just decided it doesn't matter. I don't think people will notice. I don't think anybody will care. You can make any excuse like, oh, they move positions, that's why the hands don't match these panels. But yeah, but I remember being worried about that when I made this page. This one, when did I draw this one? It must have been like a year ago. This must have been that long, but yeah. These are all slightly different, they are not the same. I think that's this page. I'm gonna grab the text, put it on the layer. Oops, do not rotate. Do not rotate. And that's it for this one. Just gonna save it. Close, just so I can feel like some progress was made. And yeah, I decided that I was gonna finish it right on this page cleanly. And page 23. Folder again, because there is just no folder for it. Probably the reason why there's no folder for it is because I didn't really focus on the layout too much when these first 3 chapters. I kind of just did the art first and then vaguely left some space for the speech bubbles. Which is bad. I mean, if it works, technically, but it's probably better to plan out your speech bubbles first, also actually have most of the dialogue written first. So that's what I did for Chapter 4. Chapter 4 looks a little different because of it, but I think it's a little more easy to read, hopefully. It's easier to read, anyway. What is this? Is this like black lines somewhere? Okay, it is the white lines. Not black lines. White lines. Copy. Which is doing merge selected. There we go. Thus it's been done. Page 23. I forgot how long this took me on the other one. The last stream. I think I actually did it sub 3 hours. I might have actually ended before 3 hours, and just because I was actually late for like an hour. And I wanted to go to bed. But it did take me, because the first one I started reformatting, I actually didn't do it all on one stream. But then the last one, I did. So, I have hopes to finish this soon. Or like, I'm confident that we should be able to finish this tonight, this part. I keep saying I'm gonna do more off stream and I just don't. Just keep being busy. But that means more reformatting for stream. Be it good or bad, I don't know, that's for you to decide. I'm gonna press up the panel, even though I might not actually keep that line, because I'm probably gonna maybe separate them some way. And thus, me carefully doing this as a matter. But yeah, I'll do it anyway, just in case. Because even though I'm trying to keep the art the same, I'm not fixing anything. I mean, I'm not redoing anything. Panels and speech bubbles, I do. Panels, sometimes you just have to, like this right here, the card page. There's no borders or anything, so I could do it on purpose. But no, I wanted this to have panels. Sometimes I do leave them a little open. But for the most part, I just close the panels up again. So this is just better. And I don't get lost or anything. Copy the text, paste it. Transform so I know where it is. So it usually transforms to the top. Why? Sometimes it transforms to the top, sometimes to the bottom. I don't know. One day. One day. I might know. Panel? What are those panels? I forgot about this evil version of the dragon theme. It's probably when you fight it as a boss or something, right? From not Tears, Breath of the Wild. Yeah, Corrupted Dragon. I completely forgot that. That was the thing. Text go away. That's everything I need. Visible. Merge. Keep getting curious about the songs because I haven't played this game in a while. So I'm like, what was this song? What was this song? Yeah, the titles help. Yeah, this chapter I planned it a little bit better than chapter 4. Like, stuff that, like, I see and be like, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna probably do that a lot. I try to come up with, like, things to save time, like, these cards here, like, I knew. There's gonna be cards in this chapter. I need to have everything set up for them. So I did draw the card and had it ready to go, so I just copy-paste the card on it. Because I'm not gonna draw a bunch of cards every single time. That being said, I lost my train of thought, sorry. That being said, I did, like, the suits, like, I didn't actually make all the cards, I just had the like, suits here, the symbols, and I just copy-pasted them a lot, so there was a little bit of work there, but I just didn't feel like it mattered to make all 40-something cards, so I just made, like, the base card, and then I think I did by hand the numbers on the letter really quickly, and then the suits, I just copied them, so they look the same as they should. Yeah, I literally don't remember when any of these songs play in the game. Good old Breath of the Wild. Right, these panels again. I could have done this to myself. How many panels are there in this page? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. For some reason I thought it was more. Like, yeah, it just looked like a lot of layers. Whatever, I'm really gonna be careful. I'll fix this on the next phase. And that would be it for this one. There we go. Boop. That's the first part of this reformatting. Done. I think. No, actually forgot the text. And I already closed the file. Whoops. Did I forget the text in others? Maybe. Sometimes it's like I'm going really fast and it's just like, whoops, I forgot things. Whoops, I forgot that. That's fine. It's just copy pasting. Text is here. Text is here. And I think it's 8. Hopefully. And done. Okay. First part done. How long did that take? How long has it? Yeah, less than an hour, huh? Though I would say that's the short part. Will take 2 hours to do this other part. Maybe more, maybe less. It just depends how many edits I need to make. Some, like, panels I just have to fix because of just the nature of them. But I don't think I copied anything too strange here. All the panels are pretty standard, so should be good to go. Yeah, this part takes a bit longer. It requires some thinking. Easier than drawing, but still more than just copy pasting. And I'm gonna reopen that page file, so I remember where things, which dialogue comes first, and all of that fun stuff. So this is the page we're doing right now. Yeah, a lot of horizontal panels, which is not great for this format, but we will live, and we shall deal. Sometimes when they're really long, I do this thing where like I split them into 2 panels and then put them one above the other, but it just depends on what's the, like, what it looks like. Cause this one it could work, I just don't think it will. But I might just cut a little bit of, like, the art. Like so. So that I don't shrink the art that much. Still gonna look a little small, as you can see, but that's just how it is. I actually forgot how similar these angles are. Pretty sure it's on purpose. Well, this one is distorting more, probably because of its size. So yeah, the tones distort when I shrink and grow it. If I turn off the tone layer, it will kind of fix that. I haven't decided whether or not I want to remove the tone. Because for this version, there's no reason it should be screen tones, since it's gonna be published digitally. But it is technically the original art, so it's like, I don't know. It would definitely look better in gray. And it can look a little awkward, but if I keep it this way, but right now I'm just like, like maybe on chapter 4 I'll change it, but it's just, I don't know, it doesn't take a lot of time either. But also I'm not gonna go back and fix all of them, so it's just some of them are gonna be screen tones, some of them are gonna be gray tones, so it's just like, I might as well just keep the original. I don't know. Either choice is fine, it just, the webtoon format is not something I consider the definitive version anyway, even though I am doing some improvements. Or at least in my opinion are improvements. And yeah. So I just don't know if I care enough about the gray, like the grays being actual just color gray. So here's one of the examples where I'm going to fix a panel because it's open, because in the original it just cuts off from the page. And so yeah. This game has good music. I know some people complain about it, and I know that's like really minimalistic at some points. When it has some actual proper music, it's good. This doesn't look too bad. But yeah. Another problem with the white panels being small is that like usually you want to do wide ones because there's a lot of information, they're big, aka important. So it's just like, it's unfortunate the important panels look smaller in this version. And like little vertical ones, I can actually make them look big. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Okay, now to remember. 1, 1, 1, 2. So yeah. That's resizing the images, that's one part of it. Now resizing the text. This is too big. I just resize it to 8 and then decide if I want to make it smaller or bigger. Usually smaller. I was doing 8 pixels, but now I prefer to do 7. But I like to see how it looks at 8 first. Because it is nice to read at 8. But I don't want the text to be too big unless there's a good reason for it. There it is. Oops, no, not bigger. God, I forgot a lot of this dialogue. It's funny that I just don't remember it. Looking at a lot of these dialogue, I'm like, this feels like foreshadowing, but I have no idea what goes next here. Like, what I mean is just the card stuff. It makes it feel like it's more important than what it is. I could make it be something later. I might think of something like a little nod to this chapter, but it gave me that feeling reading it now. It's not something I felt originally when I read it, but that's why I like to look back at these chapters, and this is a perfect opportunity to look back at what it wrote. It's a closer look. Just how it feels, and maybe I can do some edits, just small edits, and maybe convey that feeling better. Usually, the most I can do is just text size or like actually splitting speech bubbles or spacing between panels for a dramatic effect. Yes, sometimes it works. Most of the text here looks fine. Yeah, so this. I have to scroll everything down before I even do anything. I want to do that. For those who don't know why there's like a white rectangle on screen and you know the above and below is like grayed out, it's simulating the phone screen. Very good feature. I think phone screens might be longer than this, it's just default size, but it just gives you a good idea of what people are seeing. As you can see here, it's just a white, it's just the title and that, which I like. It just starts there and then you scroll down and then you start seeing the actual thing. So, yeah. I'm using the mouse for this whole part, but usually if I'm gonna do some editing or speech bubbles, I actually do switch to my pen, my tablet pen. Where is what I'm looking for? This is not the right tool. What am I doing? I do the curve balloon just because I like things looking a little imperfect. That gives me more control. Instead of just trying to nail the perfect circle. This is just like, yes, keep it kind of a little imperfect. And I think it represents the series as a whole, kind of. Just the ideas I like. It looks good, but a little, you know, everything has its issues. Could argue that's the story. Though, this speech bubble looks a little too perfect. Yeah, I should probably do it like this. Sneak could be on its own. Notice I also fixed speech bubbles like this. Ooh, no, it makes a pyramid shape. I hate pyramid shape. That's what I call it when it's just like almost like a triangle. The bottom is the longest, top is the shortest. Usually you want a circle. Circle looks nice, or the closest you can to a circle. But sometimes it's just like, I don't know. It's just, sometimes there's no use, just do whatever. Like this kind of looks like a circle, but then it's just like really small. So. Should I do a comma here? Maybe, I don't know. What's writing? I don't know what that is. It's how it goes. This can go top and bottom. Yeah, this is a lot of little, like, changing the spacing depending, because the speech bubbles, it's hard to gauge by the text itself, because then I add the speech bubble, and it makes it, bigger, the amount of size it takes on the screen, so I just gotta go for it and finish everything until I can finally decide exactly how things are gonna go. Let's put it right here. And then the tails. I like to keep the tails relatively minimalistic. Because some people like to do like the whole whoop, like it's a very long tail. It conveys things much clearer. Sometimes some manga I've seen have very small tails and they don't aim almost as proper as you would want, but sometimes really long tails are a little obnoxious. I like to keep them kind of small. Just not too small. Small and clean. You can't see anything, and you scroll speech bubble, speech bubble. good. But yeah, like here it looks fine. I like the spacing, but I know the speech was gonna be getting a little bigger. So I'm just gonna... Centered text? Oh, I usually don't do centered text, but... I don't know much about webtoon formats. I just kind of feel it out. Most of the stuff like a lookup or read is manga, so I'm not that familiar with how people do reformats and stuff, because I actually don't know how common it is. Like I know, and I think I mentioned it in a previous stream, that webtoons have been adding some other like comics and manga, so that's would probably be a good reference point to look at, see how they do it. Like they've been doing it for Fullmetal Alchemist, and for what I remember seeing from the first chapters, they about do the same things I'm doing right now. It didn't seem that different. So hopefully I'm doing things right. It feels like, at least from my point of view, it feels better this way for webtoon. I wouldn't like... Well, for webtoon on the phone, I actually think this reformatted version looks really bad on webtoon on the computer. But the entire point of this is for the phone, because it feels like webtoons, they want you to use it on the phone through their app. At least from my experience using it. That's why I was like, huh, maybe it's worth changing things up. So I did. So for desktop, it's why I have it like, if you want to read on computer, you can go to Comic Fury or Pixit. Hello. What is that? Why do you have a Jar Jar emote? So just is that just built in on Twitch? It's gonna show up really big on stream. There it is. There's Jar Jar. I did not know that was an emote. Unless you got it from like another streamer. That's pretty funny. Please do not spam Darth Jar Jar, it scares me. That was a big speech. Well, I think I'm actually gonna fix. I like it more when it's round. And yeah, I'm gonna do some text magic or fail. Usually, when I do like the text changing, like from the bubble shape, I just go for it and hope everything turns out well. Yeah, it looks better. Funny thing about how I have the chat, the multiple Jar Jars are gonna look small compared to the single Jar Jar. Our tiny Jar Jar army. That's all we really need. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move the speech roll a little bit to the... yeah, I don't like it when it's centered. Pointing to the mouth. Actually, I don't know if that's something people worry about, whether the speech bubble is just pointing at the character or pointing directly at their mouth. Because here I think I actually misaimed it. You can tell it's not, but it's aiming at the character. I don't know if anybody cares about that. Now, I did say not to spam Darth Jar Jar, so I'll be scared, and I am scared. This is the theme of Darth Jar Jar, that's a fact. Nintendo stole this song from the Star Wars. Because, you know, this song actually never showed up in the movies, so... They were like, we can use this Darth Jar Jar theme, and they did. You shouldn't trust Nintendo. They'll steal everything from you. Especially your Jar Jars. There's a part of me that likes the idea of the tail actually going inside of the panel, and it does make the tail longer than I would hope. That I would like, I should say. So, you're gonna like it that way. I'll make an exception there. Just a little farther away. Actually, I'm gonna keep consistent. I actually made his text a little smaller here. I made it 6 pixels because he was behind. I'm gonna do that too, which will make the speech bubble a little smaller. That's okay. I like the tail aiming between the cards that I kind of just drew very sloppily. Sloppy rectangles. Actually, I don't like the way this looks. The tail. Okay. Take a little drink break. We're still on the first page. Yeah, this process takes longer than the actual copy-pasting stuff. That hurts. Darth Jar Jar influencing the stream and making me work slower. Can't believe they allowed that to be an emote. It's crazy. That's too much power. No one should have that much power. I'm tempted to have, like, I like the way it looks without the tail. It makes it less clear. It can make the audience feel a little lost. I felt that reading some manga that doesn't entirely convey it. Some of them, like, don't convey, like, who's speaking. If it's, like, a chain of bubbles that's the same person. Just assume that if there's no tail, it's just the same person from the previous one. Though I've seen some people just ignore that. Like, they'll just turn a page and there's a character speaking, but there's no tail. Just assumed by the art. Which works. But it can leave you a little confused sometimes. And everybody has their own, like, speech bubble rules. So it's a little bit weird. So I'm kind of following those rules, but also breaking them. You can always break the rules as long as it's clear what's going on. That's the most important thing, I would say. Break the rules as long as people aren't confused and they understand what's happening. It looks good. Actually, I'll rotate the speech one a little bit. There we go. Could I make this a little rounder, though? I think I can. Let's see. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I just don't like, in this format, the wide speech bubbles. I wouldn't call it round, but if I put the B over here, it might be good to go. It's kind of like a circle. That works. Yeah, I prefer it to be like a circle. I don't know if I like that it's a straight line here. I prefer to lay out things in like an S motion, at least in webtoon format. There's something nice about it, I don't know. Moving through the screen in S motion, so when I do something like this, I just go like, I don't like it. So I might just do this really quickly. Yeah, it keeps the S going. It whines like a snake. I just prefer it. I haven't paid enough attention to other people's webtoons to know if they do that. I know that happens sometimes with like when they try to do like long panels. Because they take advantage of the fact that, you know, when people make webtoons, they know they're making webtoons, so they take advantage of the format by making very big vertical long drawings. So sometimes they guide you through that long drawing through like with S shapes, trail of smoke, or anything. So that's kind of where I got, I don't know, it just feels right. It's a little more interesting than just looking at the center of the screen always. See if this looks right. Looks good. So that's page 1 done. 4 more to go. So these are just gonna be updated weekly. That being said, I am pretty slow actually making these chapters. And since about a webtoon format is about 5 pages, like once this is caught up, assuming I'm still, you know, doing a good job at working at the comic, at chapter 5, doing it relatively quickly, it will probably be like, depending, if it catches up, it might change to like monthly updates. So I think that's what it would probably take me realistically with my job to do 5 pages. So like do 5 pages, do the webtoon format of it, post it, and the individual pages would probably just be posted like weekly. But the webtoon format would probably take like a month. So I can't really do page updates. I could, but I just don't like the length of like 4-panel webtoons. They're fine. It's just for me, I just prefer about 20 panels feels comfortable. These updates are about this. I think it's gonna be about 23 panels. 23 feels comfortable for like small increments. It's usually what people prefer on the phone. Usually some chapters can be like 60 and stuff. That's fine. It's just, usually I have to like stop in the middle of the chapter. It bookmarks it, so it's fine. But I like this like small size chapters. They can be a little infuriating when the updates are scarce or sparse, whatever. Where it's just, okay, finally a new update, and it's just like, there's nothing here. It can feel like a slow crawl. But this is how it is. Eventually everything will be out, and you can read it nicely, but for the early adopters, it's just how it is. Alright. Here's Boy. As I like to jokingly call a token male character, who will not be the only one, but at the moment he is, basically. I don't know when I'm going to introduce the other one that I haven't even designed yet. But I know there's going to be another guy at some point. Okay, I'm going to cancel this because this page is done what it's supposed to. Now, I'm going to do this. This one's pretty simple. The big thing is this. This page. Oh, how am I gonna do it? It's so much dialogue. I'll come up with something, it's fine. I have a lot of vertical space to put the speech bubbles in. Yep. This is just too much dialogue that's just kind of jokey and it doesn't add much, definitely I would change it if I were to write this now. I'm trying to cut down a little fluff in these chapters, just keep it more focused. I think in chapter 4 I did a better job at that. It just, I think I fumbled a few other parts of it. There's also kind of a wide panel. I might cut Jill a little bit because there's, I can put the speech bubble at the top. It's a little bit of a tricky here. This is supposed to be big and impactful. I think this was a page turn, if I remember correctly. Or at least was supposed to be. Because I'm noticing it's an odd page, so I might have screwed that up. Yeah, because I would like to have him be this big. But yeah, it doesn't convey the closeness. But I guess the closeness could just be implied by the reader. Just cut this whole Jill art. I might just make it small. I feel like it's important that you can see that Jill's there. It just doesn't have the same impact. And also, him jumping out of the panel either. So maybe I should just cut Jill. Cause then I have to have like 2 panel borders if I include her. Or I could just cut the top of his head. Yeah, this was a tricky decision to make. Tricky. I could also just actually draw it, but I usually prefer not to edit the art. So I might just actually do it like this, just him just really big. It gives better the impact I want. And honestly, even in the original, because of Jill being covered by the speech bubble, which I did make transparent so you could at least see that she was there, it's honestly hard to see, especially if you're reading quickly, so, I'll just cut her out entirely, it's fine. I'm just gonna fix it a little bit. So this is actually kind of big. I guess I'll do a 5. Oops. So I'm eating a few pixels of art. Here we go. I always wonder what should be first, the art or the text when you're supposed to be doing something with impact. Probably the art. Like, it's the first thing you see, either the text or the art, or at the same time, but then it becomes a little smaller. I'm not doing text first. So this one I intended to be kind of a small drawing anyway, so it shouldn't look too bad. And this is one of those examples of like, this is a wide panel, which means it's gonna look small. But the characters are already pretty, like, not very detailed, so I think it's fine. Yeah, this is the... Which Divine Beast is this? Yeah, Valmedo. Are these from the DLC or the actual base game? I forget. They're good songs. At least I remember them, it's been a while. I played this on my Wii U. Nobody played this on the Wii U. Yeah, this balance here looks appropriate. I don't think it gets ruined by the format. I like this panel. Did I hand draw the speed lines? Yeah, I think I did. Not the edges. The edge lines are those, just like something an asset, but the little hand speed lines I did. I think it's a fun panel. Yeah, this is like pretty light on the art side of things, but the text is going to be the issue because of because this panel barely matters. I mean, it matters. It's whatever. If I can center it, which. Okay, no, I think it's fine. I did make sure the lines focus on the box, not just the entire panel. Okay, so I am gonna have to read this text and really think how I'm gonna show it. Because there was some intent in how I showed the text in the original. Like, you can tell all the speech bubbles are in like little double bubbles stuck together. It's supposed to be like a... I forget what it was. There was like a thing the way I wrote it, where... Like, the one on the left feels very just like normal, like sales pitch of the game, and then the right feels more like quotes that you would see like on like a book, like recommending you a book. Like comments from him. It's hard to explain, but yeah, so I'm trying to see how I'm gonna change it, if I'm gonna keep it the same, how I'm gonna show it. So in the original I just put all on this panel, just all of it there. I did give a lot of space, but it's still really cramped in there. Yeah, when I said that I would do this easily in 3 hours, whoops, we're already in an hour 20. And we're only on page 2 of 5. So this is for me to decide. And I shall start now. So it is a little tricky. Yeah. I'm just gonna bunch up text here. Just gonna make things difficult. It's okay. It's a lot of text. Not necessarily like what's in the text, I would say, in terms of like what I don't like about it. It's more it's how it's laid out that I don't like. I think it's a good way to show you things about the character, what he's about. You can tell the way he's speaking and saying things. It's just like... Let me look really quickly. There is... something I messed up, I think. Let's look at the box. Yep. Though. That explains why the text looks so weird. I kinda don't hate it, though. Yeah, I guess I did it with a font. I forgot completely. Yeah, this is meant to... Whoopsie daisy. No, this would like a foundation. Don't move. I'm creating problems for myself. Yeah, so this goes there. I actually kind of like that it's hard to read. It makes the box look shiny. And it doesn't matter. Also, it would take time to fix it. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Exclusive webtoon format edit. Because, yeah, it just kind of blends in. It feels more like it's a cover. It stands out a little bit too much if it has that outline. It doesn't matter that you can not read it, because I think he literally says what it's called anyway. So you can just assume, even if, you know, it all falls into place. Now we're art, here we are. So this is just a raster layer. That one I will just resize with transform. And there's no dialogue here. Yeah, so this might be one of those text starts, then drawing, and then text continues, just to space it out kind of nicely. Is this our friend? No. I do not remember these songs. It's a good song, though. Yeah. Let's see if I can try to fix the, just the amount of text being given here. To be honest, this will vary whether people agree with me about the text and how much it is, because some people are more patient and are okay with reading, you know, this much text in one panel. I think most comic people would probably argue that just, yeah, it's bad, because it just slows things down. You kind of want a good amount of, like, drawing per art and drawing that art, dialogue. I would say it goes against it, and me personally as a reader prefer that. I don't like spending too much time on one page reading like a bunch of text. So I do feel like the way it's laid out here, I don't like it. So I'm gonna have to try to find a way to make it a little bit better in this version. If not, it's just gonna be a lot of text and that's it. And that's what it's gonna be. So it was this one. I kind of do like the gigantic text like this. I think it works on the top. This one did the transparent speech bubble. We'll see what I decide later. It could also be a gigantic speech bubble. But maybe a transparent one. I don't know. It's not gonna matter because it's on a white background, but. These panels, I think, shall work well together. And this I should. I could like. My brain is having an idea. How would I have an idea. It's a weird one, but I kind of like it. It's a stupid idea. It's kind of funny in my brain, just because I think repetition's kind of funny, but it depends on how I show it. Which requires me to. So how many times do I do the thing I mentioned? 3 times, yep. So, okay, I have an idea. The gears are turning. Yep. This is my idea right here. We're just gonna do boop, and then. Copy, paste it. Now, am I gonna make it a different size? That's the question. I already resized it once, which means it's gonna distort, but if I make it smaller, I don't think it's gonna be noticeable. Okay. This, I like this. I like where I'm going with this. Well, the first one, let's keep the first one. I think I'm gonna choose smaller. Okay. Yes. Let's see. What's the first few 3-4 panels? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this, I think these can be up here. Yeah. There's thrice. Here we go. Yep. And there's the next one, which is 15 to 30. Now 15 to 30. Failed. Yeah, this. This can probably go here. I forgot about this line here. If you end up enjoying the game, consider buying a copy. The creator is starving. I forget what was like the actual, like, the way I pictured it. People are just gonna have to make their own interpretations of how they read it, but that's how I read it. Just like, the creator is starving. Kind of like that. At least that was the intent there, with the little dash. So, yeah. This, and this. Gears are turning. It will all be clear once I actually show it. Unless you figure it out. So you're a smart person. Or you're reading my mind, one or the other. Yeah, I think I need to bubble everything though. Bubble, bubble, bubble. So this is something I can at least... Yeah, I'm not gonna fix anything, but I can take advantage of just how you lay things out. And do a few edits, and you can change the whole meaning a little bit, or at least convey it better. Because the text is all just bunched up in the same panel, I just don't feel like it has the right idea. Hopefully, even if it's not perfectly conveyed, I think this will help. Some of these songs are not ordered properly. I think this is the penultimate fight, and then the other song we just heard was the last fight. A weirdly laid out soundtrack. Quite weird. So let's see. Just the first few. Since this is just Sariel talking, I might just not aim anywhere. I mean, he's disembodied. It doesn't matter. What did I write here? Yeah, just like here. Just no. There's context. Context is key. Just like Jar Jar. Or should I do 4? Maybe 4. 4 is almost like obnoxious levels, which I think makes it a little funnier, in my opinion. So, yeah. For now, I'm gonna bubble everything. And then, yeah, I am a genius. Actually, I did something similar in the earlier chapter 2. With reusing the same, like, it's like the paneling basically shows, I could show it right now. Maybe I'll show it later. I just kind of want to keep things moving because it would take time to show on stream, so I probably will. But yeah, basically, I have it set up on the comic version where I reuse the same drawing as like an answer to a specific set of 3 panels. It saves space, and I think it works fine. The speech bubble kind of gives you like an idea of how the order goes, and you just look at the first panel, then look at the panel that I reuse. Like, it's hard to explain, but yeah. But in this format, it's like I can't do that same effect. I can't reuse the same panel because it's just, I can't lay it out like in a way where I can actually properly, like, you're scrolling, so the panel's gone on screen. So there's no, like, I can't line up more speech bubbles and make it clear that's the same panel with a different speech bubble. So I just, what I did to fix it in this version, I just copy-pasted that same drawing 3 times. And it works perfectly fine. It's the same effect, but I think they both convey the same thing. It's just slightly different, but it's just the original comic version, the way I did it, just did not work on this format. And yeah. Here, wall of text, you just can't. I mean, you can. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good in the comic version either. So I'm gonna utilize a little bit of copy-pasting to have things be laid out a little bit nicer. Nothing too, like, together. So you can keep scrolling, which is a comfortable thing. You want to keep scrolling, that's just how the format is. And also, it's just it's good for like almost like comedic effect, like repetition. I'm actually a fan of that kind of comedy in manga. Just reuse the same drawing or something. I think this drives the point home better if I do it that way. The wall of text kind of conveys it on its own, but it's just not nice to look at. But yeah. This speech bubble here I might have to fix. We'll see. It might also just be one of those things where I failed to actually fix it. Because yeah, playing it is kind of long. It is too short though, so I don't like to leave it alone. Though I could make it hyper vertical and then maybe fine, but we could try it. I just want to see what it looks like. Just make it a little bit more vertical. Sort of works, but then you have this. I'm gonna keep trying one more variation. If not, I'll just leave it as is. It's fine. Yeah, the middle one can be the longest. Usually that's fine. But yeah, it's one of those things where you can't win them all. Yeah, this looks pretty gross too. There might be a way to make it look better, but I might just leave it as this, if I can remember how it was originally. Or are we committed now to this outcome? Ah, this is fine. It's fine. So just gonna keep fixing bubbles, and you'll see what I mean by using the same drawings for comedic effect. Hopefully. I might change the size of things, spacing, time. And if people don't get the joke, whoops. It's okay. Because I could just go over their heads and it's like, why is the panel like this? Why is it repeating drawings? I don't get it. That's possible. It's always possible. I need to stop and understand what am I listening to. Yeah, I do not remember the song. It's a funny one. I forget what that little drum making the noise is called. It's a little instrument. Honestly, if this is like a mini game where you don't get anything for doing it, it's very possible I either didn't do or just did once and then never came back. A lot of the mini games in this game are completely Breath of the Wild. That's really the game. Don't do anything for you, so you kind of just aren't incentivized to actually engage with them because I don't know. Oh boy, 50 rupees. That's nothing. And it's good music. I like it when there's a reason to do something. Yeah, 4 should be enough. I usually like to go on 3s, but 4 is a little absurd, so... Okay, so now I'm gonna organize the speech bubbles. So we have this. These two, these two. Now, when did I put it on the side like it doesn't matter the reading order? I guess I put it like down here, so like it probably works all with the last few. Just do not do that to me, please. Do not also do that to me, please. I need the whole bubble. Please just take everything. There you go. I'm gonna bunch them up and where I want them to be on its respective drawings. I don't know why I haven't actually aligned the drawings. Maybe because I was keeping it a surprise what I was planning. There's no point to it. Yeah, so this is what I mean when it's like, sometimes when I have to do edits and come up with things, it makes things go slower. So right now I'm still like, is this the page 2? I think it is. Yeah, it just has so much text that, yeah, so boop, boop, boop. So now is where the fun begins. And then just boop, and then boop. I might need 5 actually, but maybe the 5th one that gets cut off or something. So up here, 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 up here. But I do want it to feel like there's an intent to the copy pasting. If I just put it like that, it might feel like I'm just being like, I'm just, because it is true that I'm just trying to like it feels like filler if you just copy paste and do nothing about it. It feels like I purposely did it to make it longer, which means it's the same amount of content and just, you know. So there needs to be a little something like something that feels like there was intention behind this, which there is, and you can see right now in the stream. There is proof that I am thinking about it. So basically, I need to either utilize the size of things, spacing, time, to try to convey like a feeling of how the scene is progressing. But yeah, I might make all of this an actual 6 pixels. I wonder if I should get bigger or smaller though. I think bigger might be better. Yeah, I think bigger is the way to go. So this is what I'm doing. But I need to like figure out a way to convey like time, which I guess is spacing between them. So it's just, so it's size of the actual drawing, size, and then spacing. Almost like trying to convey that it's like, okay, here's the game, and then nope, here it is again, and here it's again. Something like that. See if I can convey that properly. I think it will have the effect that I want. So this is the first one, so I might want it to be a little smaller. Which one is it? I should have named them. So this one feels like, which one is it? Minigame Parasol. Yeah, Parasol minigame. It's funny that this song has a lot of personality for like a minigame. Personality for a minigame. It reminds me of like the instrumentation. What does it make me? It doesn't make me think of Breath of the Wild. Funnily enough, when I hear this, I think of like either Skyward Sword or Mario Galaxy, Mario 3D World, which is interesting. Because this game has such a specific minimalistic vibe that when you hear this, it's like, this is not Breath of the Wild. Huh. But it is. But yeah, I hear this and I'm like, it's a different vibe. It's a good song. It's a Nintendo vibe for sure. Okay. To do some panel fixing. That's too big for what the actual looks like, and I'm kind of just fudging it here a little bit. Yeah, but it's fine because the speech bubbles are covering it. So yeah, this is what I mean by like fixing things, or this takes more time, which is why sometimes I say like, oh, these might take 3 hours, 5 hours, because of these kinds of edits that I need to make. Because sometimes, like, I can't just leave it that way. Like, I can't, you know. If I feel like I can, you know, quickly and doesn't take too much time, make it funnier or convey it better, I will. Just using the power of layout. So now. So yeah, I'm probably gonna utilize also space a lot. So this file, this, even though it's like still just 20 something panels, this might actually, sorry, and now I was thinking what vibe this song reminds me of. Because again, not Breath of the Wild. What's that make me think of Billy Hatcher? Like, that's funny. It's not even a Nintendo game. It is a game I want to play on stream. Maybe it's just I have it on the mind, but yeah, for some reason it makes me think of Billy Hatcher. Still with like a Nintendo twist to it, but yeah. So a little overdoing it with the recommendation is kind of the idea. He gets a little, Asariel gets a little excited and carried away. That's kind of his deal. Distracted to get himself into trouble at work. Very excited about these kinds of games. Very excited. So, make it a little bit bigger. Where's my straight line? I forgot which minigame this was. Can you remind me YouTube name? Race. What race? Was there racing in this game? I don't remember. I'll replay it one day. Maybe I'll replay it when I can stream it, and I'm just gonna be in pain the whole time. Cause it's maybe a little too mean to say I'm not a fan of Breath of the Wild, but I mean, it's kind of true. This one's just Christmas. Wait, there is snow in this game. I forgot. I was gonna say, when is there Christmas? Probably because the race is the racing on the snow, which is it actually racing? I feel like you're just sledding on your own, but I guess you're racing this time. Okay, did I just do an oopsies with the, no I didn't, okay. I just want to move the bubbles layer. Okay, cool. Nothing was broken. So thus we get to move on. I very much like this idea of the copy pasting. I think it works really well. Maybe not, but I'll see once it's done and I'll look through it and read it. But I think this is a good idea. Copy pasting is funny. I mean, that's what I believe anyway. But yeah, very excited for this version. Why are there footsteps in the song? Makes me a little upset. Oh, is this a cutscene? They have the like sound effects baked in. Yeah, it is. Okay, that makes sense. As long as there's no voices. I don't like voices. Do not speak in my Zelda game. I mean, you do, but at least not in this soundtrack, please. Don't do this to me. This music's made me wish I'd liked this game more. It has some good music. And I wish I liked it more than what I do. It's a sad truth. Okay, I think I'm gonna do 5. That's the cutoff point. Smaller, smaller, bigger, and then really big, and then cuts off. Moving on to the next page. Perfect. 5 is a little excessive, but I mean, it is an excessive amount of dialogue, so it fits it. It's not 7 episodes of the same thing, so I think people will live if they have to read through or dialogue with the same art. The scroll format helps. It would be bold. I guess bold is a word to have done this trick on actual manga format, because it would just be like a page of the same copy-pasted drawing. It would be funny. So it might, like, the comedic effect might work, and would just make it look so cheap. I mean, this, I guess, is kind of cheap, but... Yeah, so this is like a side note, so I'm gonna make it really small. I guess in a side note, it can just be like a side note here. Should just keep it in a bubble. I think I'm gonna just keep the bubble. It keeps the bait of talking too much a little bit. And this one can probably be centered. And one more copy. Just make it big. Make it real big. But I don't like how much space it takes. It's supposed to be like a quick interruption, so I might make it smaller somehow. This is the comic now. It's just the same picture of the same drawing a billion times. Oh, I actually do really like this. I am a genius. Or just slightly smart. I want to kind of cut it off though. So like that. Let's see how it looks zoomed in like that. Cut, cut, cut. I want it to be like recognizable, but not. Okay. Nope, nope. Turn off the outline. Yeah, so now it's the spacing. We have the art and the bubbles where there should be, which I might still have to fix them again. And this can still be a 7. Okay. So I might actually have to scroll this down way lower. So I need to decide the spacing now. Spacing's important. I just feel like it needs to be spaced out in a way where it feels like, okay, we're moving, nope, we're moving, nope, like that. Like, make you think it's moving on and then no. If you can just kind of see it like this, you can see multiple of them, it just doesn't have that effect. So it's going to be a lot of space. It's going to be kind of frustrating to scroll through, but I think the experience will be worth it. And yeah. It's how it works. Okay. Yeah, this is because of how I organize my layers. It's gonna be a bit of a mess, but okay. Oh no! Is that spam? Get out of here! It's dead. Will it even show up in stream? Let's see. I want to see in the delay. It should show up. It should just be like, oh, there it is, and then oh, gone. I'm getting quicker at the trigger for that. I might just do this by hand. Happy, hello. When you were there last stream, right? I remember you. I think. Hopefully, unless I remember another Happy. How's it going? We're done dealing with spam a second ago. So I'm doing more comic reformatting this time too, and I basically came across a little bit of a challenge. Hello, Gyrios. I'm good. I'm just doing more reformatting. So what's going on here is I ran into a bit of a challenge doing reformat, which slows things down a little bit. Basically, I'll explain here really quickly. I have this page here, and personally I do not like that it has so much text, but I also didn't want to dedicate it like an entire page, so it was kind of a complicated thing. But yeah, it's basically him talking about this game and just kind of rambling about it a little bit, which I do. I mean, it kind of conveys a feeling of rambling. I just don't like the way it's conveyed, like just like layout wise. It's a little bit much. So I was trying to see how I could like space things out but still kind of convey the rambly nature of it in the webtoon format. So we're almost done with it. I really like comedy and manga where people like reuse the same drawing. So I kind of went a little crazy here, and I still need to like space things out. It's almost ready, but I was able to come up with this idea where I just use the exact same like drawing and then space out the text. Yeah, I need like now it's just the spacing, but I really like the way it kind of conveys that. Where's the other one? There's the other one, and then it gets cut off. I think it conveys a joke a little bit better, that I feel like it just doesn't work as well in the comic version. So yeah, it looks a little cheap, but that's why I'm also like resizing the art and stuff. So like, so it doesn't look like it's filler. It is supposed to be like an intended joke kinda. So I was able to come up with that on the spot, which is what I've been doing for the last like I don't know 20 minutes. Yeah, thank you. Right now I just need to like control the, so what I'm doing right now, even though it looks fine right now, it's just, I feel like it might sell the joke better if I space it out a little bit. At least with my experience with how it feels to read webtoons and stuff. So that's why I'm kind of just looking for the layers and trying to space it out a little bit. I'm just gonna do it by hand. This might look a little bad on stream, I don't know. Actually, I'm gonna try to do what I was doing originally. It's just I have my light layers are all over the place. It's not well organized. But if I just select all the correct layers, I can just move everything. Maybe exclude here. And if you end up and then it's got... Where it's got... There we go. So now I should be able to just move this in its entirety and... Let's see. So the idea is that, like, the spacing has to do with, like... Yeah. You shouldn't be able to see, two of the same... on the same screen. It's kind of giving the idea that it's like, oh, it's still going. At least for me, it feels a little better. If it's all too, like, close, it doesn't convey that as well. Okay. So. Yeah. Yeah, because one of the big things for me for this reformat is, I want to keep it as is. I don't want to edit anything. I don't want to edit dialogue. Even if I'm not happy with it, I want to just keep it as is and just, it is what it is. Even if it's bad, move on, keep going, keep the story going. I don't want to get stuck in one chapter. So, yeah. At most, I will do what I'm doing here, utilizing layout and copy pasting to try to convey things a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's a good amount of space. So basically, these two speech bubbles here, it's basically... You can tell that, like, the speech bubbles are, like, in twos, kinda. I, like, made the speech bubbles be stuck on purpose so it was easy to know which kinda dialogue came next. So this time I just kinda split them into two, but it's pretty clear because of the up to down format. It comes next. And I split them per drawing. And yeah, how long are we streaming for? 2 hours. I don't know if I'll actually finish this part tonight. I was like, yeah, I'll finish it, but then this little challenge came by, and I was just like, it's taking a while. But I am pretty happy with this. I like it. If I get really close to finishing it, I will probably just actually finish it, but it depends. It depends. I failed. Where is I? There it is. I found set up. There we go. I look a little bit farther. I don't care if it's perfect. It just needs to be about the same amount of spacing. I hope audio is fine too. I think there was a time where like my microphone was too quiet, and that wasn't necessarily my settings. I think my settings were fine. It was just the microphone wasn't close enough to me. So now I moved things around my desk a little bit, so it hopefully should be good compared to the audio. I forgot to check because I had this set up last stream, but I just didn't check the VOD. I was just like, I got lazy. That's good to hear. If I goof this, I might have to... Yeah. Change this. I bought. Where's I bought? Here's I bought. And it was. Where is it? It was. There it is. It was. God. Yeah. You just heard the music or you just noticed it's Breath of the Wild? Hmm. I see. Is this good amount of spacing? A little bit more. And now we have I highly. Where's I highly? Where are you? There it is. That's not what I wanted to do. Am I just confusing? I think I'm confusing what I actually do. Is it just control, not shift? Let's see. Okay, it is shift. I mean control. Shift selects everything. And it's a great. Okay, it's right there. Oh my god, this looks so cheap. It's so bad, but I think it works. I think it works well. Okay, that might be good. I'm gonna check it out now. We might be good. But yeah. This is part 5 of chapter 3. Chapter 3 will be 6 parts. Yeah, oh yeah, I didn't draw the bubble in this one. I need to decide that. I might not need a bubble. But we'll see. I'll do the bubble. I'm just gonna read it normally. Okay, I think it works well. It's a little bit weird. I think it works. I think the spacing is good. I don't know how obvious, to be honest, the zooming is. I think the zoom is part of the comedy, but I think it works. Especially here, it's pretty obvious that it gets cut off. I think it works. It's a little obnoxious as 5. I want to do it in 3, but it's just based on the dialogue. But at least it's not a wall of text, and you keep the scroll going. Even if somebody's reading this and maybe they get frustrated that I'm repeating the same thing, it's not that important. They can just scroll really fast and then get it going. Also, thanks. They're my characters, and honestly, I haven't designed that many characters recently since I started this comic, because comics take a lot of time, but yeah, I'm glad you like. Even though this is just a slice of life, I like to draw weird designs, and I just felt like it was more fun to make a slice of life comic if the characters weren't just normal people. That being said, there's nothing wrong with normal people. I just find myself having more fun doing angels, demons, and whatnot. Yeah, I think the spacing works. And that was page 2 of this. There's 5 pages to go. I just realized what FS is. I should have known already, that's for sure. I don't know why. I saw Fs and I just assumed it was a reference to press F in the chat. Like, oh. Like saying, oh rip, oh, death. And I was like, oh, that's for sure. I was like, why? F in the chat, I guess that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, so I need to bubble. This is not like a... Though I need to like make a layer under it, because this is not an actual text file. So maybe I'll just make a big bubble, see what it looks like, and then decide. Yeah, I actually had to make a choice here to crop Jill, because it just kind of didn't. Why did you teleport all the way up here? I don't want you up here. I guess because it didn't find a text file. Would you? That's what I'm looking for. There we go. Because it does make this bigger. He probably wants to be special. Yeah, I want to have impact, so this makes sense. I guess I'm just gonna resize this on its own. I hope everybody's night is going well. Just gonna swap this out. But yeah, I still haven't properly started working on chapter 5 of this. Right now I have 4 chapters completed. This is chapter 3, as I mentioned. But I do have, the pieces are coming together. Especially today, I think I made a decision about how things are gonna look a little bit in the chapter. This is an egg. This is not a speech bubble. But yeah, but I will probably actually start working on chapter 5 soon. It's just I wanted to just get this done. Yeah. How big is this? Is this phone screen? Like, is this the size of the screen of the phone? Let's see. Yeah, about. That works. It's supposed to be like in your face. Yeah, so the thing I cut is, you can see Jill right here. She's actually here. It's just in this one you can barely even tell because of the speech bubble unless she's there. It doesn't convey like how close he is in this one, but it's just kind of like But because of like the horizontal paneling, it would look really small in this version, so it wouldn't have that same impact. So I just kind of made the decision to just cut that art, I guess, from it. And just be like, cause he's gonna look really small. I guess the speech bubble kind of makes up for it because it's really big. But yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Cause yeah, you do miss out the that, but you can kind of see he was close there. There we go. And I think that's. Let's see. I don't think that needs a tail. I think it's relatively clear who's speaking there. The repetition. Yeah. The music's very loud for me right now, so I hope the mixing is proper. If not, enjoy the loud, solid music. Okay, so that's this page here. I'll just save just in case. And we're moving on to page 22. That page took a lot, but it's only a little loud. That's good. So maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. But yeah, that page 21 took a while, but I think it was worth it, I think. Because page 20 went really fast. It was just like, boop, 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 everything's fine. But this one was like, yeah, it was a lot of text and deciding what to do. But yeah, so now this is the one we're working on now. I'll also use some repetition here, but these panels are different. Even if they seem like I copy pasted them, which I did. I just changed a few things. This could be like a intricate spot the difference game because it has, instead of 2 pictures, has 3. You can play at home. Okay, so we're now page 22. Yeah, things are a bit... I'm probably gonna have to make this file longer, because, yeah, that... The card game joke with reusing the 5, the 5 drawings took a lot of space. So how long? Yeah, we're almost running out of, like, length. But I just make it longer. It's the same. This is just, like, about the pixels. I realized there were most chapters around that length, which is... how much is 36,000 pixels long. Thank you. Yeah, they are kind of silly. There's actually a lot of characters in the story, and since it takes so long, there's gonna be times where like some characters just don't get any screen time for a while. But, eh. But I'll try to make my best. Right, do my best so they can all have a good amount of story time. Panel time. I don't know. It's not screen time. What would you say? Panel time? Chapter time? I don't know. And these two are pretty silly. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I used all of my... yeah. Wait, did I play this actually end? I could have sworn this playthrough should have lasted way longer. Let me check really quickly. Oh my god, it did end. I mean, I did start from the middle of it. Well, there's only one place to go now. There's only one place to go, and that is forward. This isn't killing my stream or anything, right? I usually don't browse the internet. Yeah. Well, since we already finished Breath of the Wild, I think we gotta move on to its sequel. Anyway. Yep. People here play these games, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, out of curiosity. I'm debating whether I like the theme song of Tears of the Kingdom better than Breath of the Wild. I think I like Tears of the Kingdom better, but that might just be recency bias. And like, this is a thing that I played most recently. So, I have to give it a little bit of time. Yeah, partially the reason I'm mentioning people that play these games is because they're not my favorite games. I played them. I played through all of them. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, and I enjoyed my time with them, but I just like the original Zelda's better. I prefer the, I don't know, size of them. Is there pixels on the side thing? There are pixels there. What is that? What is that right there? Just a few little mistakes there. But yeah, if I ever actually, since I do like to occasionally play games when I stream. Usually the idea is on Friday. I might one day eventually play Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, and I might just be complaining the whole time. And it's what it is. But yeah, I do like the vibe of the music here better. It's just like the creepiness of it. Even though the game isn't that creepy, I do like the vibes of the music. And Tears of the Kingdom. But I do not have any way to stream it at the moment. One day. Where is this art? Oh right, everything's above there, because I wasn't expecting page 2 to be that big. Saving. Right, always remember to save. As I mentioned before, if the power goes out, so does my computer. Looks like internet's been going stable right now. It's been happening in a couple of streams where the internet just kind of starts dying, and I just have to like reset it, and that fixes it. But I don't know if there's any way to prevent that from happening. It splits the VOD, and it's a bit weird, but it's not the end of the world. Here's the big hand panel that I like. I mentioned earlier on the stream that it doesn't actually, how do I put it? It doesn't, like, if you have continuity between the panel on the left, where they're positioned and where they're grabbing the cards, compared to the right, it doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't really matter. But, because I like the way it looks, but I remember worrying about that when I wrote this. I was just like, oh no, the position doesn't make any sense. What am I gonna do? And then it's just like, it doesn't matter, it's fine. They could have switched positions between panels, or I don't know, who cares? So this is like an... I'm deciding. This is very vertical. Should I panel it or not? Or like panel it, yeah, close it up. I think I'm gonna close it up. So in this is I just use the other panels on the edge of the paper to create the illusion of, like, you know, the panel, but I can't do that here, so I think I'm just gonna close it normally. And it's a vertical drawing, so I can make it look nice and big in this format. Vertical drawings always look nice. And I accidentally cut off some things, so I'll just cut it. Who is the comic? Well, that is a good question. This comic is a slice of life comic about this angel girl who, at least at first, and where we are in the story, she just wants friends. That's basically the idea. It's hard to explain what the comic's about, but yeah, the best way I can explain it is a slice of life story. Angel wants to make friends about it. And the music is creepy now. I really like the music in this game. It just keeps escalating. Yeah. So this is gonna be spaced out a little bit. Where's my drawings? Right, they're all the way above there. I should probably just grab them all. The vibes aren't creepy anymore. Sad times. Is there any dialogue between this? No, except for the last one. Good, good. A nice, how many speech bubbles do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just 5? This page is gonna go fast. How many speech bubbles did page 21 have? I want to check. I need to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Which is, honestly, probably standard. It's just the amount of text they have and the way they're put together. It makes it feel like a lot. It all depends on how you show it. So these three I'm actually going to resize at the same time because I just want them to be the same. They're not actually centered the same, but that's okay. I can fix that later. I think I'm gonna cut off the edges of the... I have very mixed feelings about Tears of the Kingdom. If I had to decide whether I like it better than Breath of the Wild, I would say I like Tears of the Kingdom better. But I have a lot of complaints that I will not get into. But I will get into them if I ever play it on stream. That would be a more appropriate place to talk about it. I like it. I feel like the basic thing is I don't like open world games. At least not the ones I played. Just like in general, even if I enjoy them, I'm always just like, I would prefer them to be a little smaller. Yeah, here's the upsetting thing about horizontal panels, like big art and then small art. Which, I like the big art there though. And let's see. No, I made a mistake. Let's see. So we have the sort of character says something, then small time skip to picking up the cards, so spacing, and then this. I might want to space them out just a little bit to convey just like almost like awkward silence. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's the page, right? Yeah, so I just have to do dialogue now. Pretty straightforward. Where did I leave all my text? There it is. I'm just gonna find it, resize that speech bubble, and the page is done. Don't gotta think about how I'm gonna make things work, because it already works. What are you? Okay. Let's make you 7. Originally was doing the standard for text size 8, but now I'm thinking of making it 7. Where did I leave? There it is. Never paid attention to it, but there is less, this like background music is less, I don't know what instrument it would be, but because the original is more like piano, I don't know how I would describe the sky. It's different. Definitely went for a different vibe. Gotta save and I'll remind myself, where do the speech bubbles go? I do like the way this jail looks. It's a little tricky to convey like motion and redraw things like the hands and the face and make it sort of kind of make sense. And I think it's always readable, but the more you look at it when you're drawing it, it just stops making any sense and you don't even know if you just made a monstrosity. But no, it's fine. I'm looking back into it and it's just like, yeah, it looks fine. I get it. Hopefully people get it, but yeah. Redoing speech bubbles, because in the original, the speech bubbles, I hand drew them. I didn't use the speech bubble tool. And also they're like, I started liking better to leaving a little bit of white space between the bubble itself and the text, kind of this, so it doesn't look all stuck in there. I think I can show it here. It's actually not as bad here, but you're gonna probably tell in this one, the second speech bubble, how it looks slightly, like the bubble is bigger than the text, just a little bit, and I just think it makes it cleaner to look at. So that's how I did speech bubbles in chapter 4, which is the most recent one. And we'll soon start working on the reformat part, because this is, which is part 5, yeah, part 5 of chapter 3, and then part 6 will end the chapter. And then I'll do the extras, and then start chapter 4. I actually haven't done the extra for Coma, for the 4-panel strips for chapter 4. That is something that is still a work in progress. Maybe I'll finish on stream because they are like sketched out and done. I just need to finish the line art and stuff. And maybe fix the sketch a little bit because it looked a little bit weird. But where's oh yeah, I forgot the it's just like a little reaction to the yeah, she dropped her cards. The isn't that important, so it can be small. Just like that. Okay, cool. Using the little glass on the door almost to create like to frame the so it just looks clean. I forgot I left this here. Oh boy. Hopefully I didn't break things. Maybe looking at other windows. I still only have one screen, so it's a little bit weird when I have to look at other windows and interact, but it's working fine. It's partially why I have Clip Studio like square shaped like this, but yeah. If I get like a second screen, maybe I'll actually be able to have Clip like be the same size as the screen, but we'll see. I'm still working on how stream layout would look on like when I'm streaming like a widescreen game or like application. So there would probably be like let's see, I can kind of show it. I'm gonna break the layout for a second. Hopefully it doesn't explode anything, but yeah, I can just change the scene, which I don't know what I'm showing. I'm just gonna show it for a second. It's gonna be like a purple bar on the bottom, basically. Where is it? There it is. Hopefully people can still hear me, but that's kind of like the layout I'm trying to experiment. It does make chat a little small, but yeah, you can kind of see it there. Kind of working on that and seeing what information I'm gonna put at the bottom. Still pretty new to streaming, so everything is kind of like a work in progress. I hope you like that behind the scenes look. Literally scenes, sort of BS calls them. Yeah, I'm slowly, like, every time I stream, trying to fix something or tweak something. Actually, this time I didn't fix anything, but Yeah, last time what I changed was the chat on screen. I changed the look. It looks different, and you know, single emotes look big, which is nice. I like it. Also, I forgot what I was doing. Right, speech rolls. Which I only have like 3 left, so easy. Okay, so I got a carry there, should be. I got a little carried away there, should be small. I put it in the same, mainly because of space reasons, in the same like kind of connected bubble. I think I'm gonna separate it this time. But yeah, if people are curious to read this, I do have links at the bottom of the stream of the like the little buttons, I forget what they're called. But yeah, the little panels at the bottom. And you have links for this webcomic on webtoons, Tapas, Pixiv, and Comic Fury. For webtoons and Tapas, it's the webtoon format that you're seeing right here, which is a long strip. It's a little bit behind because I'm still working on it, as you can see here. So the Pixiv and Comic Fury posted versions that are in the comic book format are caught up with the proper, you know, up to chapter 4. So yeah, depending on what your preference is. I will say for webtoons and Tapas, this format is intended for phones, if you're going to be reading it on your phone. If you try to read this on computer, the drawings are going to look too big, and it's not going to look pretty. So for webtoons and Tapas, I recommend reading on your phone. If you're going to read on computer, then at the moment I just have Comic Fury and Pixiv, which are not the best. Well, actually, Comic Fury is fine. It's just, it's kind of like a more old-timey type website, like type comic website where you have to click. But it just keeps going forward. But I think it does have a scroll view. I don't know how you access it, but yeah. But that is a thing. So those are the 4 places I'm posting right now. I'm gonna add another one for like the comic book version. But for now, that's it, and the links are at the bottom of the stream. Yeah, and the webtoons and tapas, I posted up to chapter 2. I update on Mondays, which is today. I did post the part 6 of chapter 2 today on webtoons and tapas. So now all that's missing from chapter 2 is the extras. So that will be posted next week. But again, if you don't want to wait, you can just read it on Pixiv or Comic Fury. Everything is posted there in its original version. Sketch before going digital. I do all my sketching on the computer. I don't really do anything traditional. Like, yeah, everything is done on the computer. I can probably show it here with this file right here in a second while I do the speech bubble. Alright, this speech bubble actually goes all the way down here. Where can I put this? But I'll answer your question really quickly. There. Yeah, I do everything digital on Clip Studio Paint. My sketching is very messy, but let's see, I should have all the files here. This is the finished one. You remove the bubbles. I usually do draw everything behind the bubbles, which is proving to be the right choice, because if I didn't do that, then this webtoon reformat would have been hell, because I would have to draw everything behind the speech bubbles. So it was just kind of like a decision I made just in case it mattered, and it did matter for this version. But yeah, you can see here, let's see, where did I keep all my stuff here? Yeah, here's the line art. You can see at the bottom right, my layers. It's kind of a mess in there, but I try to keep them organized for myself. Let's see. Is this one of the pages I redid? Let's see. Kinda. So like, yeah, normally I work like this, just because it's less bright on my eyes. So I like to keep the paper not white. And then I have, let's see, I can remove the lines and the tones, screen tones. The bag is something I added later. You can see the panels there. I can even remove the panels, it just leaves the file white. And there should be, yeah, so this is the thumbnails, which is how I start planning out the drawing. You can kinda like see the shapes kinda making sense, but this is just like figuring out where things are gonna go. It doesn't matter if like it doesn't make sense, because this is just for you, like, you know, the artist is working on it. Even though like you can tell on the left panel you just see like a bunch of scribbles, you can barely even tell what they are, but then you turn it on, it's like, okay, it's cards and hands. That's how I start all of them. I do like the basically like storyboards and then start to try to clean them up. Yeah, so then from that I kind of do like the panels, so the panels turn on. Oh, I forgot there was like a little guy here, so you can tell I do like a quick motion, but I decided to remove it here. So I just do like really nasty sketches. It just looks gross, but it's fine. That's just how I draw. And then basically I just keep cleaning it up until it ends the way it ends. So then I do another pass of the sketch, and there it is. And then I think from here I just did the lines. Let's see, lines. Yeah, so you can kind of tell it matches better. So yeah, I do everything digital. I actually haven't drawn traditional in a while. Like occasionally I sketch. Sometimes if I'm not like, I don't have access to my computer and I have ideas, I do sketch like on a notebook or something, but yeah, everything I do right now is digital. Just putting the file back as it was. I think that's good. There we go. And that's how it ends with the page. This page actually doesn't have like the correct size and the size. I was just winging it. And that's probably was a bad thing to do for 3 chapters, and then I finally just used one of the templates that Clip Studio has. Which is something I'm gonna have to fix later. Which maybe I'll stream it, I don't know. Because I do want to print this. It would be nice to have a book version, but everything needs to line up. So it's gonna be a lot of fixing I need to do. Where is chapter 4 for? Yeah, so chapter 4. I'll open page 1. Is this the correct one? Yeah, so here I'm actually using like the proper, I think, thing. It's like a template that Clip Studio has. It already has like the, if I remember correctly, they're like, I forget what they're called, but it's for printing. Like all these edges where the paper is gonna be cut and how it's gonna be printed, the size and everything. I'm not an expert on it, so I can probably research it better. But yeah, so I need to like change these files into like, so it fits this, which is also like a way bigger resolution. So that's gonna be a time. It's gonna take almost as much effort as, well, what I'm doing here. Well, actually not. It's gonna be less effort. But it's like, how many pages I'm gonna have to fix? It's like 90 pages. So there's gonna be like little quick fixes so it fits here. Hopefully, this looks correct. Because I might have made a mistake with what each little square means. That you can see drawn on the paper there. But I'm pretty sure I did it right. So you know the square, the middle square is like the safe zone, where you know nothing's gonna get cut. And then here should be where like it gets cut. But yeah, usually you don't want to put speech bubbles because sometimes there's like slight variations in the cut, so anything can be, you know, or like printing errors. I remember having a Scott Pilgrim book that actually has a couple pages that like with printing errors where like it's like almost like the art is scrolled up. So all of the speech bubbles that were like in this zone were actually cut and some of the text got cut. So that's kind of like the idea. So it's like you don't want to put that there just in case of printing errors, which I mean, those still shouldn't happen, but yeah. That's why you can kind of tell here I put all the speech bubbles in, like the text in the speech bubbles. Most of them are very close to the safe zone. Even if I am letting, you know, some of the art just bleed off the page. But you can kind of tell, even, like, almost everything is within the safe zone. Except for, I don't know, this, her pushing the cake there. It's not, but, yeah. Yeah, this is the first page of chapter 4. We'll get to it eventually. And here's where I was actually trying to be a little bit more proper about how I did things. The proper, like, template and speech bubbles kind of laid out a little bit better. Yeah, we'll get to that eventually. By comparison, I do feel like this chapter looks a little messy, though I do feel like chapter 3 I put a little bit more time in the art. Like, I'm looking at it and like, yeah, I kind of like the way chapter 3 looks a little bit better, especially backgrounds, because I am not great with backgrounds. But yeah, hope that was informative. And also, put me behind schedule, it's okay, it doesn't matter. I might stream a little bit longer than 3 hours. See how far I can get. Okay, so we were, this is where we left off before I rambled for a bit. Does this look better? It does not. Actually, I can just do it like this. I want it to be a little smaller. Should I make it even smaller? Is this even legible on a phone screen? I think it is. I want it to feel like a whisper. I feel like there is like a whisper speech bubble, like sort of visual language, but I'm just gonna leave it as a normal bubble because I wouldn't say he's whispering. He's just speaking in a lower volume. Where's the thing? I can't see. Okay. Found it. Down. I'm gonna here or here. Just make a little tail there. It's almost not as small as I wish it would be. Let's see. It doesn't. Can I get away with making it even smaller? How small can we go? How far can I take this? Like, is this legible on phone? I think you can zoom in a little bit on webtoon. And if it's gonna be that small, I could place it outside of the thing. I like it this way. And toot. And toot. Actually, I want this to be a little closer to the panel from the page before. Luckily, it's a top panel, so I should be able to just scroll the entire thing up a little bit. Yeah, because I want it to be like kind of like a sudden interruption. So I want it to be a bit more faster. So we're going to do a little bit higher. Yeah, like I want it to be like pretty close. And this a little bit bigger. And I didn't put a tail here. Let me see if it actually does the feeling, the effect that I want before I continue. It's actually a little too close now. It's not giving me the right feeling. A little bit lower, a little bit lower. And this, I kind of want this maybe a little bit bold. Could put in a little bit more work and maybe do separate speech bubbles. I think I will. I think it works better. Just spacing it a little bit. Wait, no, cut. I'm not great with like different types of fonts, but yeah. I think just using the same one and making it bold, I think it'll be fine. Should I use the pointy speech bubble from the assets that's in here? I think so. This might have better. Uh-oh, I did the thing. Is this how you write this word? I looked at it too long, now it lost all meaning. Is this a typo? This is a giant typo on screen. There might be a typo here. There are typos in this chapter, in a lot of the chapters, I think. Is there? Oh no, I don't remember anymore. Oh no. How do you write this word? No, I think that is how you write it. Yeah, that's what happens. Every time I'm writing like a comic, this happens to like every single word I write. Everything I look at it so much, it loses all meaning. Like I'm looking at this word, I'm like, what is this word? I don't know. And yeah, those are the challenges of making this. Sometimes it's just like, what? But yeah, that's how is what happens. But then eventually you just gotta trust your instincts. I think that works fine. And yep, tiny speech bubble works perfectly. It's a little hard to read, but that's okay. Like, it's not that important, but it like communicates a little bit, talking lowly, like in a low volume, I mean. Soft speaking. just the way I wanted it to. Okay, moving on to, here we go. I put this in 7 or 8. Okay, 7, as it should be. I might make it at 6. So I don't want to change the spacing between these panels. Why does that happen? It's like a double click thing. My cats are fighting. I wonder if the mic's picked that up. Maybe it will. I'm gonna need like whenever I get access to emotes, which I'm pretty sure I don't have access to like emotes, I'm gonna have to have like a cat emote or something. Just when there's just cats doing things in the background. I think it will be an appropriate emote that people will use probably. Or not. Yeah, I kind of want this to be a little bit smaller. I think 6 is fine. If I got away with a tiny speech roll that has like a 3 pixel size, I think I can get away with the 6. Let's look at this set of 3 pictures real quickly, drawings. Okay, and that's page 22. But we've also reached the 3-hour mark, which is where I would end stream. Actually, no, we're 3 minutes. 3 minutes. We still have 3 minutes before we reach 3 hours. Shouldn't get ahead of myself. But yeah, I'm probably gonna keep it going a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. Because I wanna, well, I still have 2 pages to go, which might take like an hour. And I can pick this, if I don't finish this, I can just pick it back up on Wednesday, which is when I'm gonna stream next, Wednesday. My current schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Which, for me, I start at, for my time, would be 6 p.m. So, whatever time people are on, just reverse it 3 hours, and that's when I start. Because I don't know your time zones. And that's when I usually start, always 6 p.m. for me. And for now, most of my art streams will just be this until I finish reformatting, and then eventually I'll start writing chapter 5, and I'll actually start working in chapter 5 on stream. So, yeah. That's the plan. So this is done. We can close that. Now I can open page 23. So we start playing with cards. And page, I'm gonna just open page 24 right now, just to get an idea. Hello, Parches. Are you here to nudge the microphone again? No? Okay. As long as you just sit there. As long as you just sit there, it's fine. Just don't touch anything. And this is where I planned it. I feel like there was no good cutoff point for the part. So obviously this is not where the chapter ends, it's just where the part ends of how I'm reformatting it. Sometimes I try to find appropriate cutoff points. I feel like I didn't find any appropriate ones. It just doesn't feel right, but I didn't want to have like a 40 panel, 50 panel part. So yeah, I decided to end here. It feels like a mild cliffhanger. But yeah. So I decided to do it there. And the next part will be the last part of the chapter. That would be chapter 3. Well, I think the layout is what bothers me a lot about this chapter. I actually do like it. I feel like 4 ended up being more messy, even if I like the layout better. Very intense music for this chill stream. The music in this game is very from intense to chill. Put these down here. Put these down here. Okay, based on my energy levels, I don't think I'll be finishing this tonight. I'm gonna keep going a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. So we have reached the 3-hour mark properly. And this is where I start getting sleepy. So I'm gonna work a little bit more on this page. I don't think I'll continue on page 24 tonight, so whoop, close that. But yeah, so next stream, Wednesday, I will probably start doing part 6. Well, I'll finish part 5 and continue directly to part 6 of the reformat. Let's see, big. This has a decent amount of text, but I think it's fine. There's the amount of text that used to be more in the original dialogue. I'm not really great at writing, so what happens is I like write something and then eventually I'm not happy with it and I change it, and sometimes it makes it like I might already have some of the drawings done and I have to just redo a lot, which wastes a lot of time. So I'm trying to get better at writing, so there's less redraws. I have not fixed this in 4 chapters. Actually, chapter 1, I didn't fix that many things. 3, this one I fixed a lot. And especially these parts I'm doing right now. 4, also a lot. So, I want to get better at that. This can be so this, okay, I think I don't do this often, but I do want to do this now. This is like an open panel. It also works well because the background is white, so nothing looks that cut off. The benefits of not doing color. Line it up. Nope. I should probably just redraw this whole line, but whatever. Yeah, I'll probably do that actually. All the way across. There we go. You can see some pixels are out of place, but it's fine. So the way I'm picturing it, yeah, I think it will work. I want to keep the speech bubbles about the same. So I'm keeping it like moving him to the left a little bit more, giving a little bit more space to his right. Or, no, his left, actually, to his left. And, yeah. Then bring the speech bubbles, like, into this. So, I do not need to close the panel. I just need to, like, add speech bubble and then just, whoop. Come down from the left to the right. I think that will look good. How I'm picturing it. Maybe just a bit small, yeah. It also distorts the thing, the tones less. Should I close this panel? This one I can't get away with leaving it open, I don't think. Or should I leave it the same? So I'm gonna put a speech bubble somewhere in there. Oh, Patches, that is the internet modem. Please do not touch it. You may touch it once the stream is over. But right now... Oh, she's touching it with a whisker. She did touch it. Don't kill the stream, please. We're almost done. We're almost done, please, Patches. You silly cat. Okay. So these, I need to make a choice. These go together, so they should be about the same size. I think I can get away with not putting them side by side. Let's see if that works. That is if I want to keep the panels the same weird shape, as you can see here, I split it. If it doesn't work, I'll just change it. I don't mind changing panels. I can change speech bubbles, I can change panels, but not art. Let's see. Because I kind of like the way it looks if I do it this way. It's just the shapes look kind of nice, but... if I make them smaller, I can kind of line them up. So, I'm gonna leave it like this for now. I kinda like it. It's not perfect, but yeah, there's the end card. Oop, let me close it for now. And this. I might do the same thing here where I leave it open. Let's see. Maybe. I did draw a little bit of background, which does make it a little not good. Oh, the end card. It's not doing anything to anyone. Okay. My brain is killing me. It's not actually. It's fine. I am just getting a little tired to think about these choices with the panels and stuff. And it is time to end the stream. It has been 3 hours. So, I'm gonna call it there. I think I did good progress, though. The last part I actually did finish in one session. But it didn't have, like, it was pretty straightforward, like, compared to this right here. This is what ate all the time. This joke here with the same things. Just thinking about it, copy-pasting, organizing all the text. Also, some of my rambling, but, yeah, but it's almost done. I'm pretty happy with how I'm being, like, editing these chapters. It works well. It does. It is kind of funny because it makes it. When I do these edits and maybe something make jokes, it makes it like a different version of the comic, even if it's the same thing. Just like, I don't know. It's supposed to be the same thing, but if I know I can improve it, it's funny how I feel like some parts of jokes work better because of how I did the layout in the webtoon version. But the webtoon version is not the definitive version. The definitive version is the comic version, so we're getting some of that good old when video games get remastered, but then the remaster doesn't have content, so it's like we're like, oh, this is a remaster, but it's missing content or something. So there's no real definitive way to play it. It's just like, okay, do you want the original, which has flaws? The new one improves some things, but it's not the original experience. It's kind of like that. It's a bit of a remaster situation when I was just like, I don't know. How about you read both? That would help me. But yeah, and that's gonna be a stream for now. Now, I gotta be good. I gotta be a good streamer. And raid somebody. I need to not forget about that very important thing. Who am I raiding? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. I am pretty happy with the new chat boxes. They look nicer, and they are more customizable than the other one I was working with. The only thing I'm not sure about right now is the size and the color. They're all yellow. I'm wondering if I should make it like green or something. But for now, I kind of like the way it looks right now. Who to raid now? Should I raid somebody I follow? Or just somebody random? I don't follow that many people, but... Oh no. Let's see. I kinda want to raid this person I follow, Dan Jones, just because he's actually, I think he's doing the same thing I did with Mario Sunshine. He's trying to beat it in one sitting. I can see his stream is 12 hours long right now, which is about what it took me to beat Sunshine. So I kinda want to do that. I think we should raid Dan Jones in, support for his endeavors, as we also did the Mario Sunshine stream recently. So, yeah. That's who we're gonna raid. That's who I have decided. Hopefully that's going up right now, because I forget how it works. I sure do forget. Yeah, so the raid should start in a minute. I could probably raid now. What happens if I, like, close this? Is it just gonna take me out and now I can't control that? Probably. There it is. There's the raid timer. Anyway, while that's going on, thank you very much for joining, people. I'm still trying to get used to the whole streaming thing, but I'm getting better at it. I can feel it. Yeah. So, if you enjoyed me struggling with Mario Sunshine, you'll probably enjoy seeing Dan struggle with it. I mean, it's been 12 hours. Man's gotta be exhausted. But yeah. So, let's give him some support. Maybe not. He probably streams a lot and he's used to it. But yeah. Can I feel it? Feel what? No. I cannot feel it. Anyway. How do I look at that window again? Oh, that's interesting. So the rate is going up. You can probably see it on top. I'm just gonna let the timer run out. Thanks for watching. I can see it. It's about to run out. And yeah. Have a nice, night. That should have gone through. And I need to end stream right now. Oh no, what am I doing?